Hi everyone, it's me, Dennis Doucette, and I'm here for another comic book review. I'm going to be reviewing the comic books that I purchased on April 4th, 2012. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. There were 3 books I couldn't get this week because my comic book shop didn't get them in because they've been having problems with Diamond Distributor. Those 3 issues are Bulletproof Coffin issue 3, Hell Yeah issue 2, and Avengers vs. X-Men issue 1. I'm really sad that I didn't get these issues, especially Hell Yeah, because I was really looking forward to the second issue because the first issue was so good. But I'll get them for the next week and I'll review them then. So this is the second week in a row I did not get some of my books on time. Come on. Just let me get all my comics on time. Come on. Give me a break. Up first, Independence. Up first we have Fairest issue 2 from Vertigo. This whole issue is pretty much just Alibaba, Sleeping Beauty, and the Bottle Imp running away from the Ice Queen. We see a really great backstory with Sleeping Beauty and when she was born, and the festivities that were held for her were pretty awesome. No one had those kind of festivities when I was born. We got a lot of good character development between Alibaba and Sleeping Beauty, and I'm just really liking this book overall. I can't wait for issue 3. The art in this book reminds me a lot of Ivan Reis, but without the coloring assist of Rod Reis. So really good, I definitely recommend this. Give it a buy. Or just buy it. Buy it. Up next from Image Comics we have Mudman issue 3. Really great issue. This issue starts off with an epic battle between a superhero and supervillain, and we have no idea who they are. And then we get into Owen Craig's story, who is Mudman, and it's really good. We're seeing him go to school, and kind of some of the backstory, which what happened with the superhero and supervillain, are starting to come over into his story. There's like this robot ball, and there's like these Wolverine claws that come out of it. Wolverine claws. Wolverine claws. Wolverine claws. And it just starts attacking Mudman. We do find out in this issue that if Mudman has a limb get cut off, he just put it back on because he's made out of mud. He's Mudman. Love the art in this book. Once again, it reminds me a lot of Mike Allred, who does Madman, and I'm just really liking it. Very stylized, clean lines, and I definitely say pick this up. It's a buy for me, always and forever. Up next is a comic book that's dear to my heart. I love it. It's American Vampire issue 25, and this is the last part of the series that we're gonna have. In this issue, we get the final showdown between Travis Kidd and Skinner Sweet, and it is epic. We do find out that vampires do not like gold, and Travis knows this. Really great end to this story arc. I hope that in the future issues of American Vampire that we're going to see more of Travis. The artwork in this issue is fantastic. The artwork in this series is fantastic. Raphael, I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I have no idea how. He is an amazing artist. He's been doing the latest covers for Resurrection Man from DC, and I just really like his art altogether. It's very, very good. It's sketchy, and it's also very stylized. He can draw really scary people, and I just really like it. Buy this series, it's so good. Scott Snyder is writing it, and Scott Snyder's doing Batman and Swamp Thing, and he's one of the best writers out there today. Buy this. Up next, we're going to my one and only Marvel, and it also happens to be my pick of the week. Now, you may be asking, Dennis, what is your pick of the week? And of course I'm going to answer you. It's Secret Avengers, issue 24. Huh, so good. So good. Written by Remender, artwork by Hardman. I think his name's Gabriel Hardman. Oh, so good. I just love it. It's so good. I definitely have a favorite character in this book now. The final page reveal at the very end of this issue was a jaw dropper, and I love those about comics. It just had me going, yes, yeah, yes, woo, yeah. So yeah, in the last issue, the Secret Avengers traveled to the core, which is the homeworld of all these android-like creatures, and they're trying to rescue the boy that was kidnapped from some of the androids. The entire team splits up into smaller teams, and they go off looking for the boy and Ant-Man. Pretty much this issue is fight, 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 and I love it. Some of my favorite stuff in this book was between Beast and Hawkeye. They have really great character dynamic between each other, and I'm really liking this book altogether. I cannot wait for the next issue. It's going to get better and better. I'm just in love with this artwork. Hardman has such a great use of shadowing, and the colors are simply amazing too. Whoever does the colors for this book, great job. Very bright in some parts and very dark in others, and it just really works well for this book. The panels in this book are simply amazing. I just love it all. The artwork is simply stunning, and also writing is great by Remender. So definitely buy this. It's my pick of the week. Secret Avengers issue 24. Bye. And now on to DC. And first up we have Action Comics issue 8. Now if you've been watching my reviews, you've known that I've had some hard feelings with Action Comics. It was good, it was bad, It's gotten better. I definitely like this issue a whole lot better than the previous issues. We found out in the last issue that the Collector is actually Brainiac, and this issue is Superman pretty much fighting Brainiac. This was the last issue of the story arc, and I think Grant Morrison did an amazing job at wrapping it up. The very first half of this book was drawn by Rags Morales, which was of course like always great. There's a bunch of artists listed, and I'm not 100% sure who drew the very last part, but I did like it. But I think that it would have been a lot better of an issue if Rags Morales drew the entire thing. It's a very great issue, really great moments with Superman, and we're seeing what Grant Morrison wants to do with him. But if the next couple issues aren't going to be stunning issues for me, I'm probably going to drop this because there's other books out there that I want to start maybe picking up that are going to be a lot better than this. So I definitely say give this issue a buy. It was a lot better than the other issues, and it was a great wrap up to the story. Buy this! Alright, up next from DC we have issue 8 of Justice League International. Love this book. Dan Jurgens writes a really great team book here, like always, every month. And if you read the last issue, you found out that Batwing joins the book because some of the other heroes either don't make it or are injured right now. Batwing's a pretty cool character. I'm not totally into him. I think that there could have been other characters that could have been added to this roster that I would have liked a lot more. Let's get some Plastic Man up in here. So I'm hoping that his venture on this team isn't permanent because he's not my favorite character. So this issue starts off with the last issue ended, and we have Booster Gold and Nightwing fighting off Lightweaver, who's the guy who makes all these light configurations. Oh my gosh, this thing's annoying. Oh, this freaking thing here. Stop it! So really great issue, not a lot happens in it. We do meet another villain named Breakdown who like makes people decay and stuff, and he was a pretty cool villain, and so I think he's going to be the main villain for them. I'm not 100% sure, but he does seem like a cool villain, and he's also teamed up with Lightweaver, and they also team up with some woman, and I forget her name. Also in this issue, Lady Godiva, August General Iron, and Guy Gardner see that Booster Gold was in some kind of fight with this Lightweaver guy, and they plan on going to help him. When they leave the hospital, they come across another superhero who may or may not join the team, but of course, in every superhero book, they have to fight first. So I think this character is actually pretty cool, and I want to see more of him or her, and I really like this. Great issue like always. Dan Jurgens always does a great job delivering with Justice League International, and I can't wait for the next issue. Definitely buy this. It's one of my favorite titles from the DC New 52. Okay, the next DC book I will be reviewing is Animal Man, issue 8. Written by Jeff Lemire, artwork by Trevor Foreman, and also artwork by Stephen Pugh. This book took off right from the beginning, and lots of action pursues throughout the issue, and I'm just loving the series so much. I think just the first 4 pages was actually drawn by Trevor Foreman, who is simply amazing. I love his artwork on this book, and the rest of it was drawn by Stephen Pugh. Now, I do like Stephen Pugh, but Trevor Foreman is my Animal Man artist. He is amazing. I'm really going to be sad to see him go, but for now, let's just savor what he's got. 4 pages. We get through 4 pages of Child Foreman, which is beautiful, and then we see Stephen Pugh's art, which is alright. What happens in this issue is Animal Man is trying to save his family from the rot. Animal Man's daughter seems to get like murdered, but then she like revives herself because she has that kind of power, and she seems to be really powerful. So I can't wait to see what her character development is going to be like in the future. Like always in every issue, Buddy Baker's mother-in-law is nagging, telling her daughter that Buddy Baker is trouble and that he is putting them in trouble. Buddy Baker eventually agrees. He wants them to go and find Swamp Thing so they can be safe, and he's gonna go and try and fight off the Rot. Really great fight scenes in this book between Animal Man and the Rot. You see him using all of his powers, and it's really cool, and it's a really great cliffhanger at the very end, and I can't wait for the next issue, of course. If you've been picking up Animal Man, I say give it a buy. If you haven't been picking up Animal Man, then shame on you. Buy it. Also, in every DC book this month, we're getting a little advertisement for the new Justice League toys, so I'm definitely going to be getting one of these. How about you guys go ahead and leave a comment and guess which one you think I'm going to get. Okay, my very last book of the week from DC Comics is Swamp Thing issue 8. This book is just so good. Just get it. Like, it's so good. There's never been one bad issue of this. So this issue starts off with the Rot just causing havoc throughout communities, and they're killing people, and they're taking over cities, and then we're seeing Swamp Thing come in, and he's trying to wipe them all out. Alec Holland is finally Swamp Thing. Look how awesome he looks. He's got these cool antlers. I love that. It's just so cool how everything's done. He can grow wings, what's cooler than that? He's awesome. What I really like about Swamp Thing is he can like manipulate his body and create weapons for himself. There's a part in this book where he actually makes one arm into like a shield and the other arm into a sword, and he's like this warrior king. So Alec Holland became Swamp Thing because he wanted to save Abigail Arcane, his girlfriend, from becoming part of the Rot. So Swamp Thing just piles through this horde of these undead creatures, and it's simply amazing. We get two different artists on this book. The first part of the book is drawn by Marco Rudy, and the second half is, of course, drawn by Yannick Paquette. I guess that's how I'll pronounce it for now. What I really liked about this issue is actually the first half was drawn by Marco Rudy, and we actually didn't see any Swamp Thing up until Yannick started drawing on this issue. And I thought that was really cool because I don't think Scott Snyder wanted us to see Swamp Thing until it was actually going to be drawn by Yannick. So they waited a couple pages until Yannick started drawing the issue, and it's definitely like amazing. Like the very first glimpse of the entire Swamp Thing is simply stunning. He looks really great. This entire book is pretty much just like a giant fight. It's beautifully done. Yannick always does amazing panels in every issue of Swamp Thing. The very end of this book is of course a gasping cliffhanger, and I cannot of course wait for the next issue. Give me more. I never liked Swamp Thing before in my life, and he is one of my new favorite DC characters, and I can't wait for the next issue. So definitely pick this up. Scott Snyder is writing this, and you know, he wrote American Vampire, which I love, and he's writing Batman, which everyone loves. So pick this up. Buy Swamp Thing. Oh, please subscribe if you already haven't. Please comment. You know, thumbs up that thing over there. It's a little thumbs up, and then you click on it, and then it makes me happy.